Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
And
therapist.
together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course.
And today, Brad, we're
What
going to
is
talk
it?
about Dowagers Hump.
Dowagers.
D-O-W-A-G-E-R-S. Nancy, why don't you put it up there so everybody can see it.
So, Dowagers Hump, I never heard of this until I got into PT school, so
Right.
what
And we all had a misconception. We all thought Dowagers Hump was the hump up here by the neck, and it's actually the hump that occurs in the mid-back. So
between the shoulder blades, you
between
mean?
the shoulder blades, could go as the upper low back, but it's kind of like the person that you see
Right.
walking like this, probably even more dramatic than this.
Right, you usually get a hump here. It's like the
Yeah.
Hunchback in Notre Dame
It
type of
is.
thing.
It
when you get
is.
in the movie. You know, we can't replicate that unless I really push Bob and break him in.
Right.
But then we got an ER mode. We don't want to do that today.
I appreciate that you won't do that, Brad, but the problem is, and you see a lot of elderly old women, and besides the fact that it
No,
looks
that's kind of
terrible.
sexist, isn't it, Bob?
No, a lot of women have osteoporosis more than men.
So it does happen more to
Yeah,
women.
it does happen
Okay.
more than men. It's not sexist.
Okay.
So the problem is, though, besides it not even looking good, and I was reading about some women who, you know, were afraid to even go out of doors after a while because
Sure.
it looks so terrible. The other thing is it starts compromising your breathing, your balance. You know,
Right.
it's a real medical problem.
Right.
And we're going to talk about today how it gets caused and how to prevent it. So
You
we-
can prevent it, or
You can prevent it.
You can.
Obviously, one thing you have to do is try to prevent your bones from breaking, and so you have to do things to prevent osteoporosis. But the other thing is it's all about posture.
Sure.
Nancy, can we have the spine?
See how she does today.
Yeah, let's see. Who's
Let's
gonna grab
get
it?
to it. Oh,
Nice
nice
catch.
work. Good
So
throw.
a lot of the bones that we're talking about that run into trouble here are in the thoracic area, which is the first 7 are the neck.
So here's the head.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the skull on here, but the person will be facing that way. Here you can see the femurs there.
So it's
So,
sitting just like this.
yep. Sit on my lap, Bob.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So first 7 are the neck, then the next 12 are the thoracic vertebrae. And that's where a lot of these, you know, fractures occur.
Right.
And what we're talking about is a compression fracture, Brad.
Sure. Okay, it's a term, as therapists, we know in the medical field, people that
Compress.
So how does something get broke when it's getting compressed?
Well, why don't you show the position that
Okay.
can cause that?
So, as things go forward, this would be replica of a Dowager's hump in a person. So, in this
Right.
part of the area, this is why I couldn't do this to Bob while he's
I think you
standing.
used a word, by the way, that's not a word, replical. It replicates, but never mind, go ahead.
It was a stutter, Bob. Give me a break. It's early in the morning. Okay, so right here, if you look at, let's just single out this vertebra right here. Right now, when you go forward like this, things get compressed, particularly in the
It's
front
getting
of the.
compressed from the top one and the bottom one are
Right.
kind of coming together. And we're going to show you this on a larger model.
And let's say you're like this and you sit down pretty quickly, that adds to impact to it, which can also increase your risk
Or
of
any
compression.
lifting in that
Exactly.
position.
Yep.
So really, one of the first things you're going to do to prevent Dowager's hump, or the humpback of Notre Dame, whatever you want to call it, is you're going to want to prevent getting into this position.
Right.
Which is bad for your back anyway, but don't get into that rounded out position. Should we show what the end result is, what a fracture looks
Yeah,
like?
let's do that, because this is a really, really nice photograph or picture of
Nancy,
it.
what angle does this work? Right there?
Perfect.
Okay. Brad, you got a pen or something?
Ah,
Oh, look at this, there we go.
there we go. So if we look here, you know this, Nancy? Here we got a vertebra, the disc, of course. Here's the vertebra that's involved. It's got the fractures. You can see the lines here, and then the vertebra below it. So you can see the thickness here to here is actually about half of what it normally had been. Now, with people that get osteoporosis and their bones weaken, and then you have the forward posture, we just talked about the mechanical forces going from the top and bottom, and that can cause these fractures. Now, it's not like a fracture like you think when your arm, it breaks right
Right.
open. it compresses and it kind of crumbles it, so to speak. And these, you know, these can heal up, but they can take a long time, and it's not real
They can
fun.
heal up by themselves. A lot of times there is no surgery. There is a surgery they can do now.
Yeah, I heard.
But and I've had a couple patients that have had it successfully.
Oh, really?
But I'd say the vast majority, they don't do anything.
Right, yeah.
And it can happen, you could do it, get it on this one, this one, this one. I mean, you can have multiple compression fractures.
Sure.
Why don't you show Brad on the model here how this happens? This is a great, we're gonna pretend this is a vertebrae, a bone, this is a bony vertebrae, and this is a bony vertebrae.
And again, these vertebrae in that thoracic area, kind of like between the shoulder blades and that part of the back. Now we don't have the disc in there, but we're not concerned about that for this model. So when you lean forward, you get that posture on there, this is what happens. You can see the pressure compressing right here.
Again, on a normal healthy bone, it's not gonna happen. But on a bone that is osteopenia or osteoporotic, bone that has some, thinness of the bone,
Becomes fragile, brittle.
And those forces cause that to break down.
Right, and then if you get some impact in there, you can really get some dramatic compression fractures. So, there's all kinds of tissues that are getting irritated, particularly the nervous system is right in the back side, the posterior side of the spine. So that's a nice model. It looks like a little marshmallow. So
that was made by our camera woman, Nancy.
Yeah, throw it at me. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Now we're out of focus. We're back.
No horseplay, Bob. All right, what's next?
Let's clear the area here, Brad, and we're going to talk about how to prevent this.
Okay.
One of the ones that I like to do, very simple for people to do, you find a hard back chair. And again, this is the problem, so we're going to actually try to take your back the other way. So when you're in a nice solid back chair like this, you're going to want to do what we call the hallelujah stretch. So you just bring your arms up like this and you stretch back. Hallelujah.
Say no more.
Hallelujah. Or you go like this.
Sure.
Hallelujah. You're stretching these muscles here, you're stretching the back, you're leaning up against the chair.
Good for the neck too. If your shoulder's got problems and you're unable to do this because of shoulder pain, you can still
do even like this would be pretty good.
Right.
Yep. All right, let's show one on the mat. Can we clear the mat off here, Brad, real quick?
Well, you're asking an awful lot, Bob. But I'll do it. There you go.
You're a man of action.
All right. Take our coffee cup vertebrae.
I'm going to bring this out just a little
Sure.
here. Okay. All right, I want you to have a roll towel. Now, if you already have the Dowagers Hump, by the way, we never did say what Dowager means.
Oh,
it means dignified elderly woman.
Okay.
So we thought it was probably named after a doctor, but it's actually, because it obviously, again, does happen a lot in women. If you already have the hump, you probably can't do this one.
Right.
The best you can probably do is lay down, at the end of the day, and maybe just take your arms like this and stretch out.
Yeah, and a lot of people that already have started the hump, your head won't even touch.
Yeah, you'd be up like this.
You're gonna have to have a pillow.
You're gonna have to have a pillow,
Right.
exactly. But this'll, end of the day, just take 5 minutes and let it stretch out the muscles here.
If this is uncomfortable, you're not gonna do it. I stretch discomfort, but no pain.
Right.
You're not gonna change it, just like, it's just one of those stretches. A gentle stretch pain is all you want.
Now, if you don't have Dowagers Hump, but you're worried you're starting to head in that direction, just take a thin towel like this, rolled up. It's going to go down the center of the spine. Get it lined up.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's going to even open things up even more.
Sure.
And now we give her a nice stretch. Or like this.
You probably are not going to do this one on a bed because it's too soft. It's going to be on a carpeted floor unless you got a plinth or.
Yeah, we have a nice solid plinth or table. Plinth is a.
How long are you going to lay like this, Bob? Less than 5 minutes?
I'd say whatever's comfortable. It's
Right.
it's a good end of the day stretch, isn't it, Brad?
Yeah, it is. I've had other people do this for other reasons, but it'll help open the chest up. And then what about some strengthening exercises?
Yeah, this is a great strength one. I do this one every day. And this one I think really does help my posture.
Say no more.
All right. So you just need to find, well, we first get some stretchy TheraBand or what else?
Well, you get those
stretch bands.
Yeah, stretch bands, those strengthening bands.
Yeah.
That you can go down to a sporting goods store. They're very popular now. They have different weights. You're probably going to get a lighter one, a 5, maybe a 10 pound, depending on how strong you are.
Now, this is a heavier one. Usually the darker the colors, Generally, the darker the colors, the heavier they are, the harder they are to do. I use black, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Feel it?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead and carry on.
Just find a good doorknob or something to wrap it around. I wrap it around a bedpost too. And I start off with this one. Thumbs up, good posture. Okay. And I start off just bringing it back like this.
Look what's going on right here. This is where the exercise is at, not in the arms, but right here. He's squeezing the shoulder blades back.
Squeezing the shoulder blades back with good posture. So I usually start off this way. I'm not, I'm keeping the arms kind of into the side and going like this, not like this.
Right.
So the arms are kind of working like a fulcrum here, aren't they?
Right here.
But now I do like 20 this way, Brad, and then I go this way, a little lower.
We work the lower traps.
And then I even go this way.
Sure. Get different.
Yeah, a little bit different muscles. And each one works really well to help strengthen that muscle. And that's the last thing you should be doing of all these exercises, because that muscle memory works then. You know, it's the last thing my muscles are telling me to stay up straight.
Right.
So all day long after that, or even if it's at night the next day, I kind of feel like it's telling, my muscles are telling me to be back like that.
Posture, it all boils down to posture.
It does. I'll tell you, you're just going to live a longer life even, I think.
Right.
You're going to
definitely
breathe
going
better.
to feel better. Everything is about it is posture. So, I don't know, what age group you think are going to need this type of exercise?
40, 50 and over, and if that you are in that age group, if you've seen in our description in YouTube, that's the type of people we're making our videos for, to help you keep healthy and fit well into the elder years.
You better believe it. Okay, have a good day.